Hey guys, Dale here, back with some more Star Trek Online. We are at Earth's space dock, and we pretty much almost concluded the first season, the Klingon War. I figured this would be a good time to make some changes to the crew. I had mentioned last week, and even in the earlier episodes, that I didn't like that Elise Flores. She was like a main character in the tutorial, but we didn't do the tutorial. And she's not as modifiable as other crew that you kind of get along the way. So I felt really bad for the way that the story with Kavalk ended. So for this playthrough, our canon is that we managed to beam Kavalk off that ship. And he actually joined us. So some of my favorite crew members in Star Trek are some of those unconventional crew members. We don't really have access to dress him up like a Klingon. So he is kind of wearing our pilot uniform. But we'll see if I can think of some other ways to kind of make him look more more Klingon-ish, other than him being straight up an actual Klingon. And then we were able to edit that alien candidate for bridge crew as an officer. So we said goodbye to Elisa Flores, and we also said goodbye to Zavra. We're just gonna role play that they went off to maybe go work on the SS Arrow. So that would have been the ship that we were on for the tutorial had we done it. And then I modified this crew member and named him Zeph. And so if we look kind of closely, you can see that we do have customization features in order to make him look like a Denobulan. So we have a few different types of Denobulan ears. We have a Denobulan face, forehead stuff. We have this eyebrow that's used for Klingons, but also for some other species. And then we also have a not specifically a Denobulan nose feature, but it works for the Denobulans that I added as well. So Zeph is going to be joining us as I guess our primary engineer. Kavalk will be our tactical officer. He had lots of good advice, and he seemed to have really good presence in that last story. Koles is going to be manning our helm, and we still have Tavrel. So that's the crew that we're running with for now. And let's take a look at what our new mission is. So if we go to the Klingon War, we're on the last story. It's called The Galaxy at Large. So let's see what Admiral Quinn has for us.
You've done well, and while there are still issues at the Klingon front, it's time to move to a bigger picture. Come see me at Earth Space Dock for new information.
Okay. It's a good thing we're here. Oh, and that was, we were near the Denia system, so it auto gave us a patrol mission, but we don't actually need to do that patrol mission. So let's go ahead and drop that for now, and we're just going to stick straight to the story. Okay, the Galaxy at Large.
You've done excellent work so far, so I want to expand the range of your mission profiles. There are trouble spots all over the galaxy. A good Starfleet captain never shies from engaging with trouble and trying to solve problems. Within the bounds of the Prime Directive, of course.
Of course, Admiral.
You'll find patrols at systems scattered all across the quadrant, where enemy ships or local problems need help. We also have trouble spots in other parts of the galaxy, such as Nimbus 3, Drozana Station, and the Defera system. Check into these kinds of trouble spots, as time permits.
Understood, Admiral. Cool. So feels like a very anticlimactic end to that part of the story. While we're here, though, we can claim combat suits, environmental suits. So we'll just claim enough for our crew. And if we look in our inventory and go to our characters, you can see here we have a bodysuit for ground combat. There are situations where we'll end up on ships or on planets where we need an environmental suit, and so it'll just swap that out. So the environmental suit is actually like got some pretty good stats on it, so that's pretty nice. And the game automatically swaps these out. It used to be that we didn't have a separate slot for them, and you had to switch out your bodysuit. So it's kind of nice that it does that for us now. Okay, well, I guess we move on to the next chapter of the story. So let's take a look at what the new season is. Episodes The Romulan Mystery. So let's start heading out.
Pick up Damar Khan on Starbase 114 and bring him to Starbase 39 Sierra. Starbase 114 is located in the Sela system in the Beta Quadrant.
Okay. So I think it says to pick him up at Earth Space Dock. I think we can just beam up to our ship. And then once we're on our ship, we'll probably have like an interaction to beam up Damar. Yep, there it is. Did we beam him up? That's weird. It's like getting interrupted.
Admiral Quinn told me that you would be available to take me to Starbase 39 Sierra. From there, I'm going to the Hobus system. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about that area. Fascinating place. I've made it my life's work. This life, anyway.
Interesting. So, another Trill, and from the way that he speaks about himself, he is also a joined Trill like us. So, we don't need to ask him about this life. Let's hear about the Hobus system.
In 2387, the star in the Hobus system went supernova. The resulting explosion devastated the planets in the system, of course. But then it created a chain reaction that cut a path of destruction more than 500 light years long. More than a dozen systems were affected by the Hobus event. Most notably, the Romulus system. Both Romulus and Remus were destroyed. Billions lost their lives. The thing is, an M-class planet like Romulus should have been protected by its stellar magnetosphere and its planetary magnetic field. They act like shields to protect the planet from radiation, and a supernova blast is highly energetic radiation. If the supernova is large enough, it will overwhelm those defenses, but the Romulans should have had decades to prepare for the wave's arrival. As it was, they only had hours. Goodbye.
Interesting. So what is the current Romulan political situation?
In a word, troubled. Sela rules what remains of the Star Empire, and isn't shy about using the Tal Shiar and the military to bring systems back into the fold. Meanwhile, Ditan and his unificationists have formed the Romulan Republic. The Federation and the Klingons recently recognized them at Khitomer, while Empress Sela and her allies express their disapproval violently. Tensions remain high. The Remans have formed a resistance movement in response to Imperial persecution. There's a lot of bad blood between Remans and Romulans that could end rather poorly. Even more troubling are reports concerning Taurus, the former Imperial Praetor. She was ousted from power by Sela, and rumor has it she's seeking powerful allies from both within the Empire and without. Sela made a lot of enemies over the years. This could be their chance to settle old scores. Goodbye.
Okay, are you ready to go?
Packed and ready. The USS Tucker is waiting for me at the starbase. They'll be taking me to the Hobus system. Maybe this time we'll find the clues we need to solve this mystery. Goodbye.
Okay, well, let's head on out. So many references in just that small little piece of the story, like Hobus, that in there was so much like.
Were once a passionate, vibrant species.
Thanks, Spock.
The loss of their homeworld has left them in ashes. Cataclysm gathered under the banner of Empress Sela. She has sought out new allies from the Delta Quadrant in an attempt to rebuild the Romulans' former might. And now, she seeks revenge for a lost world and a broken
So what I was saying is like, in Star Trek Insurrection, there was like lots of political drama and intrigue in the Romulan Empire. And then, of course, like JJ Trek kicks off after the Hobus event because of the Hobus event, basically. And now we're in a post-Hobus world in the Prime timeline. We're about 20 years removed from that event happening, and it sounds like there is still a Romulan Star Empire led by Sela from TNG, and also a separate faction of Romulans called the Romulan Republic. Let's go ahead and beam down to Marcane. Apparently, we are having issues with our transporters.
Thank you for your assistance. Is there anything else you want to know?
Are you scared to go into Romulan space?
Never! The crew of the Tucker can handle anything the Romulans can throw at us. Besides, you can only learn so much from sensors and probes. To really understand the Hobus system, we need to be there.
What else can you tell me about Romulan space?
The Romulans are touchy. Watch what you say or you'll be in for a fight. The Remans don't even bother talking before they fire, so I think they're more dangerous than the Romulans. Sela's found some new allies, too. They're from the Delta Quadrant, but I don't know much about them.
What should we do now?
Wish me luck. Oh, and I'd check in with Admiral Tenay before you leave. She might have new orders for you.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye.
And then he's boarding the USS Tucker here. At Starbase 39 Sierra 1, which is a reference to Trip Tucker from Enterprise. It's like little pieces like that really kind of like make me enjoy this game even more. So, docking procedures. We're cleared for docking at Starbase 39, Captain. As soon as we get within transporter range, I'll make sure to beam us down. Okay, so that we should check in with Admiral Tenay. Let's take a look at this place. It is very green in this system, but it looks like just like a little starbase. I think Tenay, we have to take the turbo lift to get up to her office.
I have new missions for you. You may have heard about the tragedy at Kedawar. Empress Sela attempted to disrupt the conference with a bomb, resulting in the death of Commander Tamer. Now, Sela is offering a political reconciliation with the Federation, despite the fact that we have allied with the Romulan Republic. She has invited Federation diplomats to meet with her delegation at a secure base on the edge of the neutral zone. However, we have recently received intelligence that Sela is amassing a fleet. We are sending you with the peace delegation as cover for your investigation into Sela's activities. This is a very delicate situation. You must try to covertly obtain information about Sela's plans without disrupting our peace efforts or upsetting Sela. However, we do have an agent in her retinue who will help you.
Okay, interesting.
I have new missions.
Feels like a pretty important mission for someone who was just a Starfleet cadet, just a couple weeks ago. I guess let's go ahead and go to the Agrima solar system. We have arrived in the Agrima system, Captain. Incoming hail, sir. Do you want me to put it on the main view screen?
Greetings and welcome to Agrama. I am pleased that Starfleet sent such a notable officer as its representative at this conference. Please enter a standard orbit and transport down to these coordinates. This meeting may mark the beginning of a new day for the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
I hope we can find a path to peace. There's been too much conflict between our peoples. Okay, other Federation ships here. We have entered standard orbit, sir. Are you ready to beam down? Away team assemble in the transporter room 1. Bringing both my tactical officers with me.
The rest of the delegates are already in the conference room. My aide, Jevon, will take you there. I have some business to attend to before we begin.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Empress. I look forward to a productive conversation. I'm not a diplomat, so there better be diplomats here. These guys look like diplomats. Federation diplomat.
The Romulans can be so difficult to deal with, especially these Imperials. They are forever setting traps, twisting words, and jockeying for advantage. Even a conference with the Klingons would be preferable. At least you know where you stand, Klingons.
Behind me.
An ancient text. Hide a knife behind a smile. Every smile here hides a knife.
I'll be on my guard. But also, like, could you watch her blatant racism in front of my crew? We are very diverse.
We are so pleased that you were able to attend our conference. The Empire was quite dismayed at your decision to support the terrorist insurgents rather than the rightful government, the Romulan. So much for your vaunted prime directive. In any case, neither of us benefit from extended conflict. So despite your questionable alliances, we are choosing to open negotiations in hopes of normalizing relations between the Federation and the Romulan Star.
Let us consider today a first step towards a lasting accord. Okay, like, I feel like the volume on the characters is very, very quiet. Audio. Let's say notification, overall volume. Music volume can probably go down a little. And then, voice volume. Let's bump you up a little.
I thought the Federation's alliance with the Romulan Republic would be the end of any meaningful dialogues with Empress Sela. After all, she considers the Republic to be a terrorist organization. She may have an ulterior motive for inviting us here, but we had to take the chance that Sela's offer to negotiate is sincere and act in kind. The Federation must pursue every avenue for peace.
I agree, Ambassador. Maybe she's seen how pointless this conflict is. I feel like you guys are saying a lot of things out loud in front of, like, other diplomats that maybe should not be said out loud. Talk to Federation.
Welcome to
Nope.
Agrama. Isn't this a lovely facility? You must tour the atrium later. Hard to believe this system was infested by Orion pirates not long ago. You know, some of my colleagues were against this meeting, but I lobbied for it. I said the entire Federation cannot be as blind as the people who were at the farce at Kittimer. If you just see the problems the Romulan Republic are causing, I'm sure you can persuade your government to reconsider their rash choice and sever their agreements with these rebels.
It'll take more than a warm welcome to make us change our minds about the Republic, Counselor. Okay, and then... Oh, it's Vulcan Ambassador Tapella.
It is agreeable to meet with you. You have my people's enduring gratitude for how you handled that matter with Ambassador Soka. This is another trying time for Vulcan. The Romulan Star Empire blames the Vulcan Science Academy for the Hobus supernova that destroyed their world. They are utterly intransigent in this misguided belief, despite the fact that Ambassador Spock warned them of the danger and ultimately gave his life to stop the loss of even more worlds. Romulans are a most illogical people. Sometimes I find it hard to believe we were once a single species.
It's good to see you again, Tapella. I'm glad you don't have any, like, shapeshifters with you this time.
I am so pleased to see the Federation recognize and attempt to rectify its past mistakes. I knew that a people as clever as yours would realize eventually that it is folly to antagonize the Romulan Star Empire. I am also confident it will only be a matter of time before you realize that you have made a grievous error by allying yourselves with terrorists, scoundrels, and thieves. The sooner you renounce your poorly considered alliance with the so-called Romulan Republic, the sooner we will be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I can only say that I'm glad that we've taken the first step. Ooh. No thanks. This guy's running in after
I
me.
apologize for the interruption. My name is Tokar. I am one of the stewards here. We've had a slight complication with the dietary requirements of some of your delegation. Could I borrow you for a moment so we can clear this up?
I guess so, but I'm not sure how I'll be able to help. I feel like he said something. One of the staff is Bolian, and our chef is unfamiliar with their nutritional requirements. Oh my god, there's so much NPC chatter going on. Okay.
Franklin Drake says you can be trusted. That is enough for me. There's more going on here than a diplomatic conference. Sela has no interest in courting the Federation. So why is she suddenly doing so now? We're going to find out what she's up to.
What do you propose?
The lower level of this facility is off limits to everyone but the Empress and her aides. But that access hatch right over there opens up to a maintenance tunnel that leads down. The doorway is guarded. So while I distract the guards, you sneak through the door.
Lead the way. Okay, so this is our contact. Well, not really our contact. This is who we were told would help. We were told someone here would, like, facilitate some things for us. Very intimidating garb on that guy. Uh-oh. Let's go.
The hatch is just ahead in the northeast corner of the room. There will be a security room near the exit of the maintenance tunnel on the level below us. Access one of the consoles there. Maybe you'll learn more about what she's doing. I need to get back to the reception before I'm missed. But I should be able to cover your absence for a few minutes. More than that, and you're on your own.
Okay, sounds good. You guys are with me? This is the shaft. Lower level. Computer console on our left. Uh-oh. Alexa started talking in the background. Okay. Access authorized. Enter command. Let's access the communications log. Encoding IOTA 215. Classified material. Eyes only. From to Commander Tangen, Empress Sela. Per our agreement, my ships have acquired the Borg sphere and towed it to the Pilatus system. I anticipate your prompt acceptance of our proposal for new hunting grounds and the interesting prey you have promised us. That kind of sounds like Hirogen to me. So maybe Empress Sela's allies from the Beta Quadrant are the Hirogen? Download those logs. Access security cameras. Please input which security camera. Storage facility.
Empress, the fleet is on its way to Vulcan.
Excellent. Have the weapons loaded aboard my ship. I will depart as soon as they are on board. At last, we will have our revenge for the destruction of Romulus. Hail Hakiv and put him through to my personal terminal. Then leave me. I have matters to attend to.
Yes, Empress.
Okay, what about the office camera?
Gamma.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged the campaign of peace. 21 years ago, the star of the Hova system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed.
Computer and file. I cannot suffer more of that arrogant fool. Soon, Vulcan will suffer the same fate as my world.
Okay, let's access active communications channels.
I have Hakeem, Empress.
Patch him through.
Greetings, Empress.
My fleet has launched for Vulcan. I expect you to rendezvous with us there.
Alas, I must disappoint you. The terrorist cells of the Romulan Republic demand my full attention. Kitterer did not go as planned. Now they have powerful allies. And with Taurus missing...
Spare me your excuses, Hakeem. Nothing is more important than avenging the destruction of our homeworld. You disappoint me, Hakeem. I trust you will not do so again.
So Hakeem appears to be a former Borg drone. That was like a Borg implant on his face. Access transport inhibitor system. Currently it's enabled, so they're preventing us from leaving. We're going to disable that. We can't allow Sela to use those weapons. We must destroy them before she can load them. Okay, let's find those weapons. Placing spatial charges. You know, apparently we just carry bombs around, or maybe we have them transported in. We did disable like a transport inhibitor. Okay. I feel like we should be blowing up potentially bombs underneath a facility full of like Federation diplomats. Get clear of the blast area. So, for some reason, we think that it's just gonna blow the bombs up. And, like,
I should have known
we just had to hide in the room.
Instead of diplomats, and you call us treacherous. No matter. You may have destroyed these weapons, but my fleet is already en route to Vulcan. You cannot stop what has begun. Guards! Capture the intruders!
Okay. Over here. Okay, talk to Tokath. I assume he will hail us. Answer communicator.
Whatever you did down there, it made quite an impression. Good work on disabling the transport inhibitor. Your ambassadors are safely back on their ships, but I had to blow my cover to get them there. Now it's time for me to get out while I still can. Farewell.
Thanks for your help, Tokath. I hope we meet again. Are you ready to return to the ship, Captain? Beam us up, Tavral. Lieutenant, the satellites are emitting a dampening field that has knocked out our engines offline. The diplomatic vessels have been similarly effective. Initiate a feedback pulse. Okay. So we need to destroy these satellites to get our delegates out of here.
Thank you for rescuing us.
Ooh, and Romulan ships. Okay. Let's get over here. And then it looks like there's one over there as well. And impulse.
I would not have believed anyone capable of this treachery.
Ooh, full-blown battle cruiser. The Derridex. Let's see if we can knock their shields offline. We'll route more power to our forward shields. Okay, it's a tough little ship.
I thought we'd never be free of that blasted field. I'm gonna recommend you get a competition.
And a Mogai Heavy Warbird. We are just like taking on some classic Romulan ships right now. And why aren't these guys helping? I know that they have like ambassadorial staff on them and stuff, but I am a tiny little scout ship. Okay. I feel like the light warbird should not be a problem for us. Especially since we can put it in a gravity well. Cool. Now, what do we do about the fleet that's maybe on its way to Vulcan? Communication systems available now, sir.
I had not expected to hear from you so soon. Was your mission successful?
Sela has launched an attack fleet, and our target is Vulcan.
I should have expected as much. You cannot trust them. I never do. I am contacting all available ships. We will meet you there.
Good luck, Admiral. Oh, we've done all we can do here, and I'm transmitting an emergency signal to Starfleet Command. Course laid in for Vulcan, sir. Warp to Vulcan. Nice. Kinda weird that those like Federation ships didn't help us with any of those other ships.
Thanks to your warning, we were able to divert some ships to defend Vulcan. I have come to personally command the defense. The other forces have already been briefed. Your role in this battle will be to defend the science vessels that have set up a tachyon detection grid to detect any cloaked Romulan ships. We cannot allow any enemy ships to slip through.
I understand, Admiral.
The ships maintaining the grid will be priority targets for the Romulans, but they must remain in position or the grid will collapse. That is why I need you to protect them.
Understood. Okay. So, I guess like at each of these points is maybe a science ship? No, well, I guess I just see one here. So I'm going to assume that's the one I need to protect.
Surrender now, and I may give you a merciful death.
I don't see any other Federation ships here.
Has revealed scout ships attempting to penetrate the perimeter.
Okay, on our way. Okay, what if we do that, and that, and this?
Your attempts to interfere in meaningless.
Okay.
Vulcan must pay for its crimes.
singularity warp core on the Romulan ships implode before they explode. I'm still like out here all alone. Oh crap. There is another one. How was I the first one to get to Vulcan? Well, besides these science ships. Okay, another Mogai. Oh, and you.
Sela has launched her assault. Science vessels, maintain formation. All other forces converge on the Romulan fleet.
Okay. Oh, crap. That is a battle cruiser. Weapons battery. Increase our power to our weapons. Drain their shields. Okay, and now should we go help out the fleet? I think so. Yeah, I think that's where we go. See if we can like cluster some of these ships up together. And just delete some of them. Just the light warbird left. I wanted to make sure I didn't like abandon my science ship that I'm supposed to protect. Ooh, that's a lot of ships. Let's... Oh, there we go. Okay, nice. And there are ships behind me. I think just the last two ships here. That one over there is named, so it is probably Sela's ship. Do a weapon battery again. See if we can, like, melt these shields. That is a beefy looking ship. And it cloaks to get away. How unsatisfying. Sela's ship is cloaked, sir. I can't find her on our sensors.
You may have won this day, but the fight will continue. Romulus will be avenged. There will be blood for blood, death for death. My world is gone. I will not rest until Vulcan suffers the same fate.
Vulcan's not to blame, Sela. The Federation wants peace with your people.
Indeed. Then why does Starfleet use ships equipped with weapons of mass destruction? Why did the Vulcan Science Council willfully refuse to assist us when there was a chance to save our world? Every sorrow in my life can be laid at the feet of the Federation.
You're blinded by your anger and grief. I hope you see the truth before it's too late. I'm detecting some unusual energy signature from some of the debris from the Romulan vessels, sir. Move us in closer and scan the debris. Okay. I like how I give the order, but then I have to do the controls. Okay, scan the debris. Sir, the debris has traces of Borg energy signatures. I think the Romulans may have modified their ship with Borg technology. Something to look into. We've completed our objectives here, sir. Are you ready to depart the system? Take us away. Okay. Ooh. Admiral Tanay, you give some hefty missions. The people of Vulcan and Starfleet Command both asked me to congratulate you on averting what could have been a terrible disaster. I'm deeply concerned by your discovery of Romulan attempts to modify Borg technology. Sela is desperate to hold the remnants of the Romulan Empire together, and desperate people take the greatest risks. Under the circumstances, it is logical to assume that we have not seen the last of Sela. Perhaps she will come to realize that Vulcan and Starfleet were not to blame for the destruction of Romulus before she returns. Okay, so personal equipment. Let's see. Let's get a new weapon.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
And then let's call that for this episode. So a couple missions this episode, a little meandering around, and some crew updates. A promotion and some skill points as well. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, bye.